Welcome to the queue and callback logs walkthrough. The admin console includes 2 dedicated log tabs under PBX management logs that let you audit everything happening in your call center queues. The queue log records every raw queue event, agents logging in and out, callers entering the queue, calls being connected, abandoned, and completed, plus agent pause and unpause actions. The queue Callbacks tab tracks callback requests. When a caller opts out of waiting on hold and requests a callback instead, this log shows every callback from request through completion or failure, with attempt counts and timing. Together, these 2 logs give you full visibility into queue operations and caller experience. In this video, we'll walk through both tabs. Let's sign in and start with the queue log. Here's the queue log tab under PBX Management Logs for Wicked Sprockets. The view defaults to the last 7 days, showing the most recent events first. At the top is a filter card with date range, queue name, agent search, event type dropdown, and call ID fields. Below the filters, you see the total event count, page number, and an Export CSV button. The main table shows every queue event with columns for time, call ID, queue name, agent, event type, and 3 data columns whose meaning varies by event. Events use color-coded badges, green for successful outcomes like connect, complete caller, and complete agent, red for abandon, yellow for ring no answer and exit with timeout, blue for ENTERQUEue, and gray for administrative events like ADDMEMBER, REMOVEMEMBER, pause, and UNPAUSE. Each page shows 50 events with pagination at the bottom. Let's talk about the event types you'll see in the queue log. ADDMEMBER and REMOVEMEMBER fire when an agent is added to or removed from a queue, either manually by an admin or through the agent panel. Pause and unpause record when an agent pauses or unpauses themselves with a pause reason, like break or lunch. ENTERQUEue marks the moment a caller enters the queue and starts waiting. Connect fires when the system bridges the caller to an agent. Data 1 shows the hold time in seconds, so you can see exactly how long the caller waited. Abandon means the caller hung up before being answered. Data 1 shows their queue position, and Data 3 shows how long they waited. Complete caller means the caller hung up after talking to the agent, while complete agent means the agent hung up. Both include hold time and talk time. Ring. No answer means an agent's phone rang, but they didn't pick up. Exit with timeout means the caller hit the queue's maximum wait time and was routed to the timeout destination. Understanding these events lets you reconstruct the full life cycle of any call through a queue. The filter bar gives you precise control over what events you see. Start, date, and end date set the time range. Widen this to review historical patterns or narrow it to investigate a specific incident. The queue field does a partial match on queue name, so you can type part of a queue name like support or parts to filter to just that queue. The agent field searches agent interface strings. Type an extension number to see all events for one agent. The event dropdown lets you select a specific event type. For example, choose abandon to see only abandoned calls, or pause to review agent pause patterns. The call ID field lets you trace a specific call through the queue by its unique identifier. This is the same call ID you'll find in CDR, so you can cross-reference between the 2 logs. Click Filter to apply your selections, or Reset to return to the default 7-day view. All active filters are preserved in the Export CSV link. So the export always matches what you see on screen. One of the most valuable ways to use the queue log is to trace a single call through its full life cycle. Filter by a specific call ID, and you'll see every event that happened to that call in chronological order. A typical completed call shows ENTERQUEue first. The caller entered the queue and started waiting. Then, connect. The system bridged the caller to an agent, with the hold time recorded in data 1. Finally, complete caller or complete agent. The call ended with hold time and talk time in the data columns. An abandoned call shows ENTERQUEue. Followed by abandon. The caller hung up after waiting, with their position and wait time recorded. You might also see ring no answer events between ENTERQUEUE and CONNECT, showing agents whose phones rang but who didn't pick up before the call was eventually answered by someone else. This event-by-event trace is essential for understanding exactly what happened to a specific caller, especially when handling complaints or quality reviews. Now let's switch to the Queue Callbacks tab. This log tracks every callback request. When a caller presses the callback option instead of waiting on hold, the system records their request here and manages the callback process. At the top are summary cards showing the current counts, pending callbacks waiting to be dialed, in-progress callbacks currently being attempted, completed callbacks that connected successfully, failed or expired callbacks that didn't reach the caller, and the average callback time showing how quickly callbacks are being fulfilled. Below that is the filter card with date range, status dropdown, caller number search, and queue name search. The main table shows each callback request with time, queue, caller number and name, the wait time when they requested the callback, status badge, attempt count, out of maximum allowed, the agent who handled it, and completion timestamp. Pending callbacks also have a cancel button in the actions column. Each callback record tells the full story of a callback request. The time column shows when the caller requested the callback. The wait column shows how long the caller had been waiting in the queue at the moment they pressed the callback option. This is valuable for understanding at what point callers decide to abandon the hold queue in favor of a callback. The status column uses color-coded badges, blue for pending, yellow for dialing, green for completed, and red for failed. The attempts column shows how many times the system tried to call the person back out of the maximum allowed. For example, 2 out of 3 means 2 attempts have been made with 1 remaining. The agent column shows which agent interface handled the completed callback. The completed column shows when the callback was fulfilled. For expired callbacks, the system exhausted all attempts without reaching the caller. For canceled callbacks, an admin manually canceled the request using the cancel button before it was attempted. The summary cards at the top update dynamically with your filters, so you can check callback performance for a specific queue or date range. These 2 logs work together as a powerful troubleshooting toolkit. To investigate why callers are abandoning, filter the queue log to abandon events and check the Data 3 column for wait times. If callers are abandoning after 30 seconds, your queue timeout or staffing might need adjustment. To identify agent availability gaps, filter for pause events and look for times when multiple agents were paused simultaneously. To verify callback effectiveness, check the Callbacks tab for the completed to failed ratio. A high failure rate might mean callers are providing wrong numbers or your callback timing is off. You can also cross-reference both tabs with CDR. The call ID in the queue log matches the unique ID in CDR, so you can find the full call recording for any queue event. Both tabs support CSV export for offline analysis. Filter to your desired view and click the Export button to download the matching records. That covers queue and callback logs in the admin console. Here's a quick recap. The queue log records every queue event: ENTERQUEUE, CONNECT, abandon, complete caller, complete, agent, add member, remove member, pause, unpause, and more, with hold time and talk time in the data columns. Filters let you search by date range, queue, agent, event type, and call ID. The Callbacks tab tracks every callback request from creation through completion or failure, with attempt counts, wait times, and summary metrics at the top. Status badges show the current state: pending, dialing, completed, failed, expired, or canceled. Both tabs support CSV export and can be cross-referenced with CDR using the call ID. Check the documentation link below for the complete queue log and callback reference.